Hi, welcome to Biz Jet TV. My name is Fabrizio Poli. I'm your aviation advisor, and today I'm going to be talking about the Gulfstream G550. In this episode, we'll be finding out about this airplane, we'll be seeing footage of the airplane flying and inside. Interesting long-range airplane, 6,750 nautical miles. You also, and then I'll be talking about an interview I had with Grant Cardone, who operates this airplane around the world, and he flies all over the place. We'll be finding out a little bit about the history of the airplane and lots of other info, including how much it costs to operate. So let's get straight into the episode today, and off we go. Gulfstream have just started production of the very last Gulfstream G550. This is it will be delivered in 2021 to the customer. This is an airplane that is a derivative of the Gulfstream G5. They took that fuselage, they improved the aerodynamics, they put new engines on it, they put a brand new avionics suite in front, and they've been flying this thing now for 18 years. That's when the first G550 rolled out and was delivered to the customers. There's 581 flying worldwide. This airplane has had no accidents, so that's really, really good, considering it's an airplane with a 6,750 nautical mile range and operated literally everywhere from the South Pole to the deserts of Saudi Arabia and really all over the place. So it's a great airplane if you need to go, from continent to continent. It's a great plane. If you haven't watched the interview I did with Grant Cardone, you can click on the link above and see how Grant uses his G550 to fly around the world and do business and make money. This is an interesting airplane. As I said, the range, 6,750 nautical miles, carries 19 passengers. But like all these long-range private jets, they don't fly around with large groups of people on them. It's usually 4, 5, 6 people comfortably can fly on one of these on a long-distance flight. Now, how much does it cost to buy one of these airplanes? There are 24 on the market right now. Prices ranging from $19 million all the way up to $50 million for a brand new one. But you can buy a pre-owned one. These airplanes are very well built, so they do last long. That's one of the particulars and one of the advantages of owning a Gulfstream is they're built like tanks. They're really solid, and they don't break as often as maybe other airplanes. Of course, it all depends on how you operate the aircraft. So the pilots, how they manage the airplane, the maintenance, preventative maintenance is always important on a private jet. And these are all things that play into it. So even a very, very good airplane could end up having a lot of problems if it's mismanaged. So that's really, really important to consider. Now, how much does it cost to operate one of these Gulfstream G550s? Now, as I've explained in the past on other episodes here on Biz Jet TV, you've got the operating costs of an airplane, or the direct costs as some people like to call it, and then you've got the fixed cost. Now, what's the difference between the two? Just to give you a bit of a rundown here, the direct costs or operating costs are things like fuel. So you only use fuel when you fly, certain maintenance, engines, APUs, landing fees, overfly fees, catering. These are all things that you have to pay for when you actually fly. And then you've got the fixed cost, such as the insurance, the hangar, the pilots, the salaries of the pilots, the per diems of the pilots, the training of the pilots, the training of the engineers. These are all things that you have to pay anyway. Now, when you add these two together and you cost it around let's say 400 hours a year of flying, you're talking around about $7,200 to about $8,000 an hour, depending on how many pilots you hire. Some people just operate with 2 pilots, some with 3, some with 4, some just have 2 and use some freelance guys when they need them. It all depends on your type of operation. Are you somebody that plans well in advance, or are you somebody that suddenly wants to spring into action with a few hours notice? So that really depends on your type of operation, how you intend to use the airplane. Now, of course, this figure I just gave you does not include financing or depreciation. These are figures that need to be built in. And as I always say, if you want to have specific numbers, if you want to have specific advice, then you need to do a call with an aviation advisor like myself. And we can sort of understand more about your business and your operation and then give you specific advice. Here on Biz Jet TV, we give general advice. But anyway, going back to the G550, great airplane, flies around the world, no accidents, as I said, 581 in operation, and Ping below your comments about Gulfstream G550. What do you think? Do you have one yourself? Have you flown in one? How did you find it? And if you haven't subscribed to Biz Jet TV, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel and give us a thumbs up. And check this other video here where I did the interview with Grant Cardone, where he tells you all about his experience as a Gulfstream G550 owner and how he uses this airplane to build his business. That's all from Fabrizio Poli on Biz Jet TV, and I'll see you on the next one.